everyone, this is Nicole is a New Black, and long time no see. So I'm flying with my two Italian co-workers, Roberto and Paolo, to Rome for work. And Roberto somehow gets past security with this bag that evidently didn't meet the EasyJet standards. And so once we go into the gate check, we're one of the first people there. And we get to the gate check and they're like, we have to check everybody's carry-on. We literally are like one of the first 10 people in the gate check-in. So they are slowing everybody down like, oh, here's your boarding pass, give me your passport, let's check your bag. So they check, you know, Paolo's bag. Paolo's bag gets through. Plus Paolo had two bags. He hid one of his bags in his coat so they didn't see. And now here comes Roberto. And Roberto puts his bag in, but he can't put it in directly. He kind of has to slide it in and then it fits. But because the bag is like literally like, I mean, a couple millimeters a bit too big. And the woman is like, I'm sorry, sir, we have to gate check your bag, but I realize you made it past security. I'm not going to charge you. I'm going to check it for you for free. That was no consolidation to Roberto. Roberto's pissed because he doesn't trust, he's Italian, but he does not trust the airport in Rome. Like, people's bags end up missing. Sometimes if people open up your bag, shit's gone. I mean, so he's huffing and puffing. He's like, ma'am, I mean, look, it goes through. She's like, no, I'm sorry. I'm just doing my job. We have to check the bag. But like I said, I won't charge you. So he's pissed. And Roberto is quiet, but oh my goodness, he's hot-tempered. So Paolo and I and Roberto, we sit down, and then the rest of the plane, the rest of the people start to make it into the boarding area. And Roberto starts to see all these bags that are twice the size of his bags, like going, and he is getting livid. I mean, I saw it too, because he was like, look at this shit, look at this shit. There was one woman with a big, huge red bag. The bag did not fit in. She literally had to stand on top of the EasyJet baggage thing and push it down with her foot. And Roberto was like, this is a joke. Like, just because now it's towards the end of the plane and they're running late, they're just letting people go through. So I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna ask her, can I take my bag? And I was like, Roberto, I don't think that's a good idea, no. And then he looks, he goes, no, my bag is still sitting right there by the door. The guy didn't come and take it yet. And so Roberto goes over there and I look at Paolo and I'm like, I don't think this is gonna end well. I think Roberto's gonna end up in jail. Like, this is not gonna end well. And so Paolo goes, no, he will be fine. He will be fine. No. Okay. So it's like 5 minutes and we're looking at each other. I'm like, where's Roberto? I'm gonna go get him. You stay here. And I round the corner and I see Roberto with his hands flying up in the air. He's hopping on top of the EasyJet thing, mimicking the woman, pushing her back down. He's like, no, I mean, look at this bag. And like pointing at people's back. Look at this bag, you're letting them through. Look at this bag, you're letting them through. And I'm like, oh my goodness, Roberto, calm down. You're acting like, he grabs, his bag and he's like, what do you want? What do you want? And he's putting his bag in, and he's like, look, what more do you want? What more do you want? And I'm like, Roberto, we're in an airport. Calm the fuck down. And so I go over to him because now everyone is now through. And I'm like, Roberto, what is the problem? And he goes, the problem is these fucking guys. And then a woman on the ground crew hears and she goes, these fucking guys? And she tells the woman that was taking the tickets, who's the EasyJet employee, and she was like, these fucking guys, we're not these fucking guys, we're just doing our job, no fly for you. And I was like, what? And then she goes, no, and I was like, man, no, I'm serious, and she grabs Roberto's boarding pass and rips it in half. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, Roberto, I was like, ma'am, he didn't call you fucking guys. He was talking to me. And I'm very calm because, I mean, hello. Like, ma'am, he did not say this to you. He was talking to me. No, you get out of my face. If you say one more thing, no fly for you too. And I was like, you are on your own, Roberto. I am sorry. I can't help you. And so Roberto is just like, whatever, give me my shit, blah, blah, blah. I don't care, talking all this shit. And I go over to Paolo. And I'm like, Paolo, we have a situation. And Paolo's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, they're not letting Roberto fly. Are you kidding me? And I'm like, no, Paolo, sweetie, I'm very serious. Like, they're not letting Roberto get on the plane. I ask you again, are you telling me a joke? And I'm like, no. I'm dead serious. And then he goes over there and he's like, I'm gonna go talk to them. And I'm like, please be calm. We are in an airport. We have this business trip to make. Like, come on, calm down. And so he goes over and he talks to the woman, and he is very calm at this point. He can be professional, but then again, he also has a hot temper. And so he goes over to the woman who, you know, ripped up Roberto's past, and he goes, ma'am, what is the problem? Can I talk to you? You know, this is my coworker. I apologize, but we all need to catch this flight to Rome. And she was like, no, he cannot fly. He called me fucking guys. I'm just trying to do my job. I mean, no fly for him. I am taking him off the roster right now. And Paolo's like, ma'am, I understand. And he is truly, you know, sorry. And, which Roberto's not. I mean, you should have heard the stuff that he was calling her in Italian. But anyway, he's still mumbling on, like, of course, all this shit. And like, she goes, get out of my face. And she pushes Paolo. Literally puts her hands on my coworker and pushes him. And then Paolo, do not touch me! Don't touch me! Don't you fucking touch me! I will talk to your supervisor! Literally, that's how his voice actually went higher. And me and Roberto are like, oh shit. Here it comes. She calls her supervisor. Roberto's cussing on. We go and I grab Paolo at this point. I said, Paolo, you calm the fuck down because they are going to throw all of our asses in jail. Like, relax. And so I pull him away from the woman. I pull him away from Roberto. And as he and I are sitting down, cops come with machine guns. Like 4 of them come from around, coming to get Roberto. So we're watching, and they take Roberto's passport, his ID, his cell phone. He finally got like his luggage delivered back to him, and they're just like, no, you can't fly. Your ass is going to jail. You can't call nobody no fucking guys. This is assault for airline employees. And I'm like, oh my God, Roberto's going to jail. Roberto is going to jail. They took his passport. Like, what's going on? And so I'm like, Paolo, what are we going to do? Like, Roberto's supposed to go to jail. And he's like, he's not going to jail, and we're not getting on that plane without him because we're now holding up the plane. And they're like, you have to board without your colleague. And Paolo's like, no, we can't go. I'm not leaving Roberto here. And I said, I get that, but what am I going to do? And he goes, well, you could go, but I'm staying here. And I was like, well, what am I supposed to tell the customer? Like, we have a customer meeting. Like, he was like, you tell him that we couldn't board the plane. And I was like, okay, but my luggage, my luggage, I checked luggage. And like a light bulb went off of my head. It was like, bing. And so I said, excuse me, miss. This is my coworker, because you know the cops are there. They're getting to haul his ass off to jail. I'm like, excuse me, miss. These are my two coworkers. We all have to fly together, and I'm not flying without him. My bag is still on that plane. I checked luggage. Here's the ticket. So if he can't fly, we can't fly, and you're gonna have to hold up the plane for another hour while you get my bag. And then they all looked at each other, and they were like, defeated. And so the supervisor at this time was there. Like, she pulled us over and she goes, I know you Italians are hot-blooded. I understand that it wasn't meant as personal and you didn't mean anything by it, but we're gonna let you fly. But you know, next time he does something like this, we're not gonna allow him on the plane. And I mean, you just can't do this. This is just unacceptable. You're not allowed. So we're gonna let you fly. And so they give Roberto his like keys and his phone and his passport and shit. And then we all head back. We all head to Italy. Like, the last 3 people on the plane. Everybody's looking at us, screw-facing us like, really? The plane is now an hour and a half late because you guys and your shenanigans. And so when we finally land in Rome, Roberto's still cussing and carrying on because he's seeing all these people with huge bags that have been able to make it. Look at this bag. And I'm like, Roberto, calm down. We made it. We're in Rome. Shut the hell up. I mean, really, he was about to end up on the no-fly list because of his temper. And he's so stubborn. I'm like, just get a bag. He was like, no, this bag was 15 euros. I'm not getting an EasyJet specific bag. I just won't fly EasyJet anymore. And so, like, afterwards I asked him, like, okay, so this bag does not fit the EasyJet specifications. Like, are you going to use it again? He was like, yeah, I just cut the wheels off. So he went home and he saw the wheels off instead of getting a new bag.